Hi guys, hello together. My name is Sebastian Lasek, head of connectivity at TU-Automotive based in Czech Republic. And I just was thinking by doing this presentation or preparing the presentation what I should show you. And I do not want to sell you like wisdom how to do things. I would like probably share the information how we approach the challenges at Scudder. So everybody knows that the automotive industry is shifting now for be product focused to the service focused. And that means for us many challenges that we have in upcoming projects. I just want to show you some insight, how do we manage those? And I don't know if everybody of you knows, but we are 122 years old startup. And we were founded in 1895 by two guys. And those two guys, two Václav, Laurent and Clement, they were not pleased with their bicycles. And they started the company that time, and after 10 years of bringing constantly the innovation to the market and to the product they had after 10 years the first car. It was in 1905. And with this spirit, we want to continue now at SCADA. And this is how SCADA Connect were born at the beginning of this year. With the new product that we launched, it was the Kodiaq, the new SUV of SCADA. It was clear for us that this car has to be equipped with connectivity. And we put 100% connectivity into our first car. Then after that, after we announced Kodiaq, we brought the connectivity to our volume cars like Octavia, and then we continue with Superb. So for now, our plan is to put connectivity in every car which is upcoming as 100% or as an option in the regions that we are able to do it. I have now some educational slides because from my perspective, I've been approached by many companies and partners that not really realize the status of SCADA, where we are with our development. And I want to show you something with, which described it. So this is a pretty common setup for the OEMs that are more advanced in the field. So within 1 year, we catched up. And we bringing following, so we have a connectivity unit with the embedded SIM card built in. We have a native app for iOS and Android. We have the portal, we have variables, and we have, of course, the backend and everything which is besides of it. And those are the, I'd say, most common functions that OEMs are now providing to the customer through the first revenue stream that I will talk about this later on. To maybe avoid the question, how do we think about if the embedded connectivity is the right direction of over the mobile? We're doing, I would say, the whole portfolio because this is needed. We think that the OEMs have to differentiate between the markets and the customer segmentation, do the customer segmentation. And that's because we're doing an umbrella of SCADA Connect. We're doing also CarPlay and also Android Auto and MirrorLink, so everything of it. And we let the customer choose. And this is aware for us that we are compete on this field. So make this for the customer easier to choose. We have to upgrade constantly our service portfolio with SCADA Connect. This is also our goal. And this slide shows you the future. So for now, how the connectivity is brought to the cars and how the customers are interacting with the services, I think it's not the right way also for the future. And we want to bring more proactive serving of the function to the customer. Now, you have to click somewhere, you have to search for the function, you have to launch the app, and so on and so on. But imagine, so my car knows that every Monday, or in 80% of Mondays from last 6 months, I'm going from Prague to my office close to the factory in Mladá Boleslav. It's common, yeah? So why my car is not, when I'm entering the car, welcomes me and saying, okay, hi, Sebastian, I'm assuming you are going to Mladá, so I would suggest you the route to the certain ring and do not do the northern ring because the traffic that I collected for you, and you will be 10 minutes late. So I should maybe notice your first, the participants of your first meeting that you will be late by 10 minutes. And this is the way how do we want to approach the customer within the next generation. So, you know, the generation that we have right now is like months old, but we're already working on this kind of things. And connectivity for us, this is opportunity, and how we dealing with that. So I brought this one slide, only one with numbers, and I could pick up, I'd say, several estimation on the volume on the market. I took the McKinsey, but it could be a different one. Why I'm telling this to you? Because those predictions or those numbers, they are like tasks for OEMs. They are telling you, okay, the market will be huge, but you have to do your work. And if you will not match this, this is your fault, you know? So this is kind of, we are getting tasks from the research companies. But I took this for one reason. You see, that still there's a growing market for vehicle sales, one-time sales. So we talk about the services a lot, but OEMs will still produce hardware. And the good hardware is oblige you to produce also the good software in terms of the services. And do not do this on your own. I'm telling this as a representative on OEM. You cannot do this on your own. And when you're looking also on the slides, the shared mobility, you're entering in the business that you're not competing with OEMs, not only with OEMs, you have your new competitors. And there's a huge market for car data-enabled services. And those are recurring revenues. I think what we heard today also, that the business with the prolongations. So you're selling, you're doing a package, you're selling this to the customer, your connected services, and then after a year, you're expecting that the customer will prolong those. I think this is the model which is on the decreasing path, so you have to find new possibilities how to finance those. And with these predictions and with these slides, this is one problem. This is not only you who is reading those presentations are also read by your board. And I'm asking you, I've seen it, and it's a huge market, and I compared this with your revenues and your predictions, why are we that far behind? So those could be also dangerous, and you have to deal with that in a proper way. And we're taking this as SCADA very, very seriously with dedicated team because we are very convinced that we have to enter into this field and do not let us reduce to the hardware supplier like it was with Nokia or with Kodiak that are gone out from the market. So those are the fields of action. It's not only about the product itself, it's also about the organization. And your organization have to change if you're an OEM and do it really, really rapidly. And by creating a dedicated team which is only dealing with connectivity and leave the others alone, it doesn't make much sense. You have to do a lot of, I would say, evangelism within of the organization to exactly bring those fields of action that we are already doing. I tried to somehow reduce the amounts of slides with nice keywords. I've heard a lot today. Nice keywords, this is always right, I know, but this is the new network that you have somehow find your place in as you are OEM. And this is the huge, and you need the mechanism how to deal on the partnership level and on the business relation level with those. This is not only about the technology. It's about generating the business, because I give you one of my past experiences. 6 weeks ago, I've met with one of the startups, and the guy told me, I'm not doing this for the money, I just want your data. And I said, yeah, dude, but I'm doing this for the money, and this is exactly the thing, you have to finance those technologies and fancy stuff. So today we talk about a lot of things that OEMs should do or bring into the cars, do the car sharing, do the new mobility, but someone has to finance those. And I will come to the point about the financing, and those are the streams. I would divide this in, I'd say, 3 categories. One of the categories, we're doing these things now, as most of the OEMs who are selling packages with new cars. We have a new car which is coming, you're selling connectivity with the new cars, and you're charging your customer at the, let's say, when the customer buys, or after that when you're doing the renewal. So this is the one point. The next is, this is on the bottom, this is how do you improve your business, your operating business with the dealerships and with the importer. And this is a crucial point in that. I know I was lucky today because I've met today one of my importers, and they're doing those things. If you will not incorporate this party, you will not get as much service lead as you could. This is very important, that you are not looking at the startups only, not at the technology partners, but you're looking into your existing organization to the people that are already there, because they have to shift too with your organization. This is a very crucial point. This is absolutely important one. I don't know how many OEMs have seen importers today, but I wish you that it will be exactly the case because you need them. And this middle stream, this is I would say, the most attractive one for the OEMs. They're catching up with the market. So one of the examples with the UBI we've heard, so you're giving the data, the raw data to the insurance company or to UBI platform. You're refining them. You are doing the business with that. You're providing the service. You're getting the data back. And I don't know, 5% of it. Okay? This is the most interesting business for the OEMs. And OEMs that been approached by the companies, sometimes they do not think that far. They're saying, I have a nice technology, or this is a nice system you can potentially use, or it is the service that I brought to this company. The most valuable contacts for the OEMs are those where the company is approaching you, a startup is approaching you and saying, all right, so I put something on the table. I'm putting my customer on the table, some money on the table, some percentage on the table. Those are the most valuable contacts, and in these cases, you will very quickly come from discussing and exchanging slides to code and to push something to the market and test. And I think in this stream where you are building a revenue share business with other service providers, this is the future for now, for us. And this is not only about, I will maybe pick up, we had here today the talk. I think this is one of the cases that we already know. But for example, when you're doing parking information, we had several talks with the providers around this, when are gathering a lot of information of the sensors that we have in the car, and we can share those. We can share those for another OEMs, another parties, another application, but I would potentially want to reuse them too. So again, sending raw data to the company, getting, I don't know how many cents per record or per record per month, per year, and getting this back as a preferred partner, also with a payback. This is the way how we want to act. How you deal with that, so how you proceed this within of the pipeline. So the ideas could come from the internal incubators for your company, and in terms of your company, I mean not the OEM itself, not the people that are around the factory working in the offices. I mean from the regions, from the countries, importers, dealerships, and from the customers. This is a very important one. From the, I would say, SO business needs, this is service owner business needs, they're improving their service constantly, and mature startups, potential partners. This is how we would say doing this funnel, and I haven't put any timeline on it. Why? Because we have small things that could be done within 3 months and you are on the market. And there are big things that you need 2 years. I do not like those bigs because of 2 years. I will come to that why. I like those small that we can improve. And you're doing very quickly from the level of talking, because talking is cost. And it's like, okay, sometimes this talking phase is not like that long that you do not believe there's a business in it, even if it is. And we do very quick valuation testing and MVP, and then we're trying to judge what to do with that. And have also take the risk and cancel project. If you see there's no sense, cancel as soon as possible. You can generate the business model. You can put the business in the new joint venture. You can also, what we do also, if we say the scale for us is not sufficient, we are putting this to the group because we are part of the Volkswagen group. So sometimes accessing us means that you are not doing this only for Scudder, but you can potentially do this for the whole Volkswagen group. And this is crucial to do this in a fast pipeline. We created a dedicated team, and some of the members of my team are today here and have also many talks already set up with you. Do not be surprised with that. This is something that we took over from the startup scene, that we want to very quickly come out of this PowerPoint talking and to do coding. And that for this, we need also a dedicated team within the SCADA what we created. One point, very important one. This, what I've talked on the slides ago, will not work if you will not focus on the customer. If you are not able to provide the value to the customer, that customer is understanding. From the smartphone world, I don't know if you know it, but probably many of you knows, you have for example, weather application. And the weather application is accessing your GPS coordinates. So you're saying yes by downloading it. But are you reading terms of condition? Me not, I have to admit it. And I'm saying yes, but this application sometimes is doing more than only using your GPS position to just show you the weather at the place where you are. So, and gathering a lot of more data. I've seen many use cases around this. But the people that are driving in the car, they're thinking this is kind of another pair of shoes. And they are more conscious about giving the consent to the customer for OEMs than just to download the application. Because car, it's something that maybe will be used for a longer time. And this is also something that is emotional, I think, still. And application, I can just delete it and I'm fine. So, and the customer experience, the crucial point is that this is within the context. It doesn't make sense, for example, that you will send a coupon to HMI for recharging the battery if the customer is at 90% of the battery now. So it doesn't make much sense. So it has to fit into the experience that you're providing to the customer. If not, you will fail, and you will fail that way that you know from the apps. So once the customer doesn't like it, they will not use it. So be very careful what you're pushing to the market. Do a lot of research on it, and do this with your group. It doesn't make much sense if you are targeting with the new service the guys that are around 20 years old, and your customer group is over 40. So do it wisely. And this is still the homework list for OEMs that we have. And we are working on several points now, but I think that those are the most crucial one. And we do not want to do it alone because we will not manage. This is a lot of resources and invest that connected to that, but some of those points has to be done also internally. And we want to decouple the cycle for the hardware with the software life cycle. This is a very important one, that you can upgrade constantly the services that you have, not only in the car, but also outside the car. The next thing is APIs. And I mean not APIs, how to exchange the data. This is not enough. You have to put APIs in place for your partners that they can integrate into HMI of the car. Not only visual HMI, that's not enough. It's voice HMI, it's gesture, and you have to work on it because fairly only technology provider can support this approach, but they will not do it for you. And manage the portfolio of the partnerships and do the startup scouting smart. Do not jump on every hype. So I can say it for my OEM that I do not have resources to jump on every hype. So that means for us that we have to choose the partnership more wisely. And evaluating much faster, apt on things, and if we believe there is a business, then dig very deeply into it. What I've showed you before, this is this framework of quick onboarding and how you approach this. This is not only about the technique. You need the framework of NDAs, contracts. You have to have a legal on your side. You have to get purchasing on your side. This is always the work to do that OEMs have. And sometimes the companies are approaching us and saying, why does it take too long? And they're thinking that we are not interested into it. No, this is OEM world, and we are changing it. And we have to do it fast. Because this thing that the fast will eat slow, that's true. And it doesn't matter if the slow one was the big one or the small one, but do it fast. and we have to transform fast our business, and we know it very well. Thanks a lot. That's from my side. I don't know if we have still time for questions.
No, I'm sorry, we've run out of time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very, very much.